What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cornerman _MMA with yours truly, Ryan the Mighty Quinn, and Cody Pablito Verret. How you doing, my man?
All right, brother. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming on. Sorry it took like a little over 2 weeks to get this. Actually, about 3 weeks. So tell us about your nickname. That's the first thing I noticed. Actually, at first, when I first saw him, like, is his name Cody or Pablito? When I was trying to Google some of your stuff, but tell us where that came from.
Uh, one day I did the haircut. I cut a little mullet and, and Dustin Poirier said it and videoed it and posted on Twitter, and that was it, man. Everybody just kind of ran with it, and
Yeah.
now I pretty much go by that.
That's perfect nickname then, because it's always the nicknames that just kind of happen, that those are the ones that stick and actually work. And yeah, the reason we got into touch here is because I trained with Dustin when I was fighting. Great guy, and the first thing I said is, like, I want to do this channel. I don't want to just do, I mean, obviously I love the big names like him and hot takes, but I want to get the up and comers, people that deserve that push, people that we want to get exposure. And first thing he said was you. He said, you work your ass off and you're hysterical, and he goes, you'd be great to have on here. I said, let me get in touch with him. And so that's how we got. So tell me, talk about training with Dustin, how your relationship is, everything like that.
No, it's awesome, man. I started training around my freshman year of high school
Mm-hmm.
in Florida. So he'd pop in every now and then, and once he moved, and now he pretty much only does his camps in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Got to work a lot more, and just over the years got a lot closer. Started hanging
Awesome.
with him more and stuff like that.
How old are you now?
I'm 22.
22. Nice, nice. So you started training your freshman year of high school. How'd you get into MMA? Did you wrestle before that, or you just saw the sport and got hooked and hit up a gym?
Yeah, no, we didn't have a wrestling team in my school, but my growing up, my dad was a big boxing fan.
Mm-hmm.
Always around boxing, and kept up with that. And then the UFC got a little more popular, so
Yeah.
my dad started edging more into that, and we kept up with the UFC. And then I don't know if you know Eric Scallon. My dad and him kind of met, and Eric let my dad know that he'd be opening up an MMA gym, a branch of Glass Academy under Tim Crater.
Yeah, I know the name. I've never met him personally, but that's awesome. That's great how that worked out. So, you're 22 years old. Wow, whole world ahead of you. And you've been fighting as an amateur, correct?
Yeah, I started fighting. I believe I was 18 or
Mm-hmm.
19.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I was still wrestling. I started fighting when I was really, I had my first pro fight when I was 20. My first fight was when I was 21. First pro fight, I was 22. It was a little different back then, though. Basically, it's a little more encouraged to be amateur now, which I think is great. Um, but back then, it was, first of all, like right when I started training, that's when they started the amateurs, and then even when I was an amateur, it was basically like if you get 2 or 3 fights, and then the promoters kind of call each other and it's like, who's the guy in the area that, like, they're gonna force you basically to turn pro. They just say, we're not signing you for amateur fights anymore. And but now it's a lot more encouraged. You see guys with like 20, 30 fights, and I think that's great, because then once you hit the level, you're pretty well groomed. So I think it's great that they do that.
Described it. That guys kind of just got forced because once you go pro, it's kind of the line of you can't go back.
Yeah, it's forever. It's forever. I know. I mean, even when I turned pro, I had a lot of holes. Even now, like, you'll see like the up and comers, I feel, in MMA, like there is a lot less holes. Like, that's why they say it's this new age fighter, and that's kind of true. But they're having a whole amateur career ahead of time. Like, me, my hands were horrible when I turned professional. They were horrible up until like probably my 12th or 13th fight. Not that they ever got great. They just went from horrible to a little less horrible. But it's because I had such strong wrestling and grappling, and they said force him along. So I'm glad that things are a little bit more developed now, and that's kind of what's developing this sport, because you're seeing guys, as MMA is its own thing, because now they're able to grow into an MMA fighter, as opposed to just, oh, great wrestler, jiu-jitsu black belt, throw him in there, make him professional. So that's awesome. So um, tell us a little bit about your gym. I know we kind of touched on it. Who have you been training with lately?
So I train at Gladiators Academy. There's a couple different locations. The original one's in Lafayette, so we got Lafayette, Youngsville, Crowley, and Breaux Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all of them are about 30 to 45 minutes apart. So we each have our own individual practices.
Hmm.
The official Gladiators fight team. We're all under the same banner.
Yeah.
And like Monday last night, we did Youngsville. We did like our grappling practice Monday night, Youngsville. Then tonight we'll spar in Lafayette. Just kind of we shift back and forth just to get different looks, but it's mostly the same guys. We got AJ Fletcher, who just got
Nice.
Eric Scallon, Riley Malonzo, who just debuted pro last weekend. Tarek Malvo. We got a ton of guys.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. That reminds me of how when I first started out, I was training in Danbury, Connecticut, and it was there was like American Top Team satellites all throughout New England and New York, and we would basically like every other Saturday we would cross train. But it sounds like you guys are a little bit more in communication there. We only did it like one day every 14 days or so. It sounds like you guys are doing it multiple times a week. That's awesome.
Yeah. We stay pretty close, and I guess the location. Uh,
Mhm.
I try, but Lafayette's not huge, so it's not a problem.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, all right. So, you got anything in the works? What's going on? What's training for right now?
No fights right now. Just staying ready. Doing a pro grappling match. July 9th.
Hmm.
It's like a sub only thing. I believe
Yeah.
it'll be in Lafayette. I'm not sure the location exactly, but I'm gonna try and do a couple more of those. Like I said, I didn't wrestle before, so
Hmm.
as I fight, you might not have a ton of fights, but they do have that competition. You can tell that they're used to going out and competing one on one in front of crowds. So I want to kind of start doing a little bit more of that. Focus on competing without losing brain cells.
Yeah, no, that's totally fun. Actually, me myself, I'm trying to get back into that pro grappling circuit. I started training again jujitsu and grappling lately, and I would love to get into that. It's so much fun. You honestly with that, you never really need to stop. I don't know if like Daniel Kraus was doing it for a while he was also training, while he was also fighting. But like you said too, you're not losing brain cells, a lot less wear and tear on the body. Um, I forgot what else I was going to say about that. Oh, is the event going to be streamed? Could we watch it?
Yeah, it'll be streamed somewhere for sure. I'll make sure to post links and everything. I gotta
Yeah,
probably should do a little bit better job keeping up with it, but I'll be there and I'll make sure to let everybody know.
yeah, man. Like I learned from me, I'm never somebody who wanted to build my own brand, and I never did. And it shows. So you are already ahead of it. You got a great look to you right now. As Dustin said, Dustin can vouch for you. Dustin Poirier says this guy's funny. No, but you're already you got the spark there. So don't let that go to waste. Even like especially now like with Instagram. Back in my day they didn't even have Instagram. But like stuff like that. Definitely you just utilize those tools. It definitely helps. And even like fight groups. I'm sure there's like Louisiana fight Facebook fan pages and stuff like that. Again, that's something I never did. And it really means a lot when a promoter sees that you sell tickets. They'll always want you on the card, even if you lose five in a row, God forbid, obviously. But yeah, definitely capitalize on that. So speaking of marketing, any sponsors we're going to shout out? Anyone we want to talk about?
I've been working with a brand for over a year for sure. Star Bodies Apparel. They do like all kinds of different fitness clothes. They're all in my gear. They use me to model somehow. Yeah, they're
Ooh, you got the who is the who what was his name in Eastbound and Down? Kenny Powers.
yeah, Kenny Powers. I get that one a lot.
Yeah, he was a model. I could see you out there with a bat, like.
Uh,
um, but no, man, that's awesome. I think that's great. I definitely am gonna look that up. I want to check them out. I'll pick up a T-shirt. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. Definitely gonna be following your career. I want to speak with you again after the grappling bout, and yeah, best of luck to you. We're gonna be talking soon.
for sure, man. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, bro. Have a good one.
You too, brother.